You've got your URL scraper open and you're ready to start getting those URLs. First thing you want to do is come over here to Tools and click on this Set Delay to Prevent Google Ban. Now, here's the thing. So many people believe that Google banned based on your IP. That's incorrect. It's absolutely incorrect. They're actually doing a network ban, and what they're really doing is copying your MAC address from several different MAC addresses from the hardware on your computer. Nobody can know what it is they're getting, how many they're getting, what they're doing. There's no getting around it unless you're really super advanced black hat, and then you could probably get around it. But I'm not even that advanced in black hat practices. The fact is, they're doing a network ban type of thing, and it's just part of life when you're scraping Google. So when we set this delay, we are greatly enhancing our odds of not getting the Google ban in the first place. Okay, so go ahead and click that, and you've got options from 3 down to 20 seconds. You can't even see that 20. You got options from 3 to 20 seconds, or 0 to 20 seconds. Okay. Now this thing defaults at 0, so if you don't do this, then there's not going to be any delay, and you're almost guaranteed that you're going to get a Google ban pretty quick. Now don't let a Google ban scare you or freak you out. It's extremely common, especially for internet marketers who use automation. It happens all the time. It's nothing to get worried about whatsoever. The way their system is set up is that little ban will auto expire anywhere from several minutes up to several hours. When I experience Google bans, I just turn it off and wait till later that evening or something like that before I set it running again. So you set this wherever you want it, whatever kind of delay you want on it. Now here's the key. The bigger the delay that you put means the less likely you are to get hit with a Google ban. But that also means the slower you're actually pulling in URLs, right? So especially if you're going to be getting just a massive volume of URLs, then you're going to need to plan on having this running for quite a few hours, right? So anyways, normally for me, what I've been doing is I set mine on 20. That's a 20-second delay between searches, and I never get any bans using this software. But for right now, just to show you, I'm going to go ahead and just set this delay on 0. And wherever you set it, you just set it and then close it, and it's already set. The software knows what to do. Now you need to put proxies in here. These have to be Google safe proxies. You can't just get any old random proxies because most proxies don't work on Google. So you get your Google safe proxies and you just paste them in here. Now here's the thing. If you don't have any Google safe proxies, if you'll click on extended menu and then go to private proxies, you'll go to who I use and set it to the amount. Like for me, whenever I'm running this, I'll generally do 25 proxies, unless I'm doing a really massive scrape, and then I'll run 100 proxies. But 25 is generally fine. And you want to do this drop down. You want to go from general browsing to Google, right? And then you can do your test now, whatever. It doesn't matter. This is what you want to buy, right? You want to get Google safe proxies. So once you've got your proxies in there, now you need to select your keyword file. This is obviously your list of keywords that you want to get your URLs for. I'm going to take this to desktop, my keyword list. And your keyword list needs to be just a plain text file with one keyword or keyword phrase per line, right? So there's my keyword list. Now, this is where do I want to save these URLs to that I get. So I'm going to do this. I'm on my desktop already. So I'm going to tell it I'm giving it a name. In my case, I named it URL results. And then you got to make sure and put in that .txt. So you're telling it that this is a text file. Then you hit save. There you go. Now your results. This is pretty self-explanatory. How many results do you want per search? You can go from 10 up to 100. I'm just going to set this at 40. Then you click the run. You want to make sure that you see this thing going, right? That's telling you that it started. And when you very first run it, it's going to spend about a minute-ish. It's going to check your registration, make sure that you have the latest and greatest version. Because whenever I upgrade the software and I update the software, it would give you an alert and say, hey, there's another version available for you. So once it does that, then it's going to start pulling. It's going to give you some information right here. Now, right now, it's telling us that it's processing keyword 1, that it grabbed 39 URLs and added them, and your total is 39 URLs. Now, these numbers are going to get a little confusing for you, but what's happening is that each time it goes through a keyword and pulls the URLs, whenever it's saving into that text file, it's also removing duplicates. Okay, so the fact is, so your keywords, because they're most likely very tightly related keywords, there's going to be people that's ranking the same URL across multiple keywords. So it's going to pull that, it's going to say, okay, I pulled 40 URLs and added it. But now your total number is not going to necessarily match up with what you think it should be here. But again, that's because it's removing those duplicate URLs for you so that your file is nice and clean by the time you stop it. Now, let me go ahead and I'm going to talk about Google bans again. As you're running this software and it's using your proxies, down on the lower right-hand side of your screen, if your proxy fails, it's going to give you a little alert to let you know. And there's two types of failures. Either the proxy is just dead, okay, and if a dead proxy means it can't navigate to the page to even do a search. So when you're getting alerts for dead proxies, well, that means you need to change out your proxies if you're getting a whole lot of those. Now, if it comes to a proxy that's dead, it's just going to go ahead and remove that from your list for you so that it doesn't keep hammering it, right? It's just going to take that out. Now, the other type of proxy failure, it's going to tell you it was a Google failure. Now, if it's a Google failure, you need to start watching, right? Because if you get one Google failure, that may be fine. It may just keep right on going. But if it's a Google ban, well, then it's going to start burning through your proxies, because Google is, now that they've tracked your computer, they've tracked your network on your computer. What's going to happen now is no matter what proxies you're using or anything else, it's just going to keep on failing because they've already tagged your machine. So you would start burning through your proxies real quick until all of a sudden you had no proxies left, right? So if you start getting one after the next, you're getting Google failures, that means that you've got a ban. You got hit with a ban. Just stop the program. Just come over here, stop the program, close it out, go about your business, and come back a few hours later, because usually it's just a few hours max before it's all okay again. And if you do that, I would suggest that you'll set your delay, of course, at a higher number, right? Like I said, I do mine at 20. But anyways, that's all there is to it. You're going to sit here and run this thing, and it's going to save those results wherever you told it to save them, and you're going to get just loads and loads, tons and tons of URLs. Now, here's another little tricky thing about Google that so many people don't know. All keywords are not created equally. Google will flag some keywords as bot activity, right? They'll say, this is one of our trigger keywords. And it doesn't matter if you were just in your regular browser typing that keyword into the search engine, or if you're using software. It doesn't matter. If somebody searches that keyword, they do the little Google ban on it, right? Nobody has any idea how many keywords, what they might be, anything. But that's the point of us always seeing what keyword we're on. So let's run through a scenario again. let's say that you ran it and you started noticing Google bans and it's eating up your proxies. So you say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and just stop this and I'll come back tomorrow, right? So tomorrow you fire up the program again, you start running it, and all of a sudden you run into the same thing. There's your hint right there. There's your thing. So you want to run the software, you want to watch it, and if it, for example, it gets to keyword number 10, and then all of a sudden you start getting those bans, that's telling you right there, the 10th keyword in your list, that's setting off that trigger in Google that's causing them to do the instant ban. So you just open up your keyword list, remove that keyword, and now run your software again, and it's probably going to be fine. Google's not crazy about it. I mean, they don't have like massive volumes of words that do this, but they do have them, right? And some niche, like the web hosting niche, it might have more of those trigger keywords than, the dog walking niche or whatever. You understand? So don't let these things panic you. These are things that we as marketers simply have to deal with. So if you run into that situation, just take out that keyword. If you're not sure really which one it was and you're working off a big list of keywords, it's not going to kill you. Go ahead and just take out, 5 or 10 keywords. Take out all the keywords in that area and let it keep going, right? Because your goal is to continue and to get as many URLs as you can, and this will do it. You just gotta, just kind of use your head as you're using the software. It's doing all the work, but you still have to do some of the thinking there. So that's it. There you go. Successful run.